Wall Street. Now, this was the dog box panel from Storm Cycle. I knew that there was animal rescue going on kind of big time in the city, and I wanted to find a way to get connected with that community. And fortunately for me, there was a Dog Central was cat corner from my studio on Magazine Street. It was all women running this thing who were going out and feeding all of these dogs all over the city, individual dogs, groups of dogs and everything, and in hopes of eventually their owners returning. But in some cases that didn't happen, and then those animals would be recovered and put into the adoption system, and big tractor trailer trucks would show up on our block in front of my studio, and they would load 40, 50 dogs in cages onto these tractor trailers that were then taken to Jackson, Mississippi, and the dogs were then distributed out into the adoption process. And so I said, hey, can I go along with you on one of your feeding runs? And they said, sure. And I went a couple of times, and then I found this one dog. His name was Wall Street, and I don't know how they learned the dog's name, but they all referred to him as Wall Street. And he was at this house from September until December, and his owner never returned to get him. And eventually he was taken into the adoption system. But while he was there, I would visit him on a regular basis and leave little treats. And I would offer these treats to him, but he would never get close to me. He would kind of growl and run under the house, even though he spent all of his days in a little doggy bed that they put for him outside of the front door. That house was also graffitied with information about him. About when he'd been fed, and don't take the dog, and we're looking after him, and things like that. So the markings are a big part of the whole Storm Cycle event, and for New Orleanians, it's a big part of how we kind of identified ourselves as participants in this this terrible event. So I would duplicate the texture of the side of the house, and then the color of the markings and portions of whatever was said on those markings, and then that would be portrayed in the photograph that was also part of the total assemblage, and so that you could identify and feel a sense of place with the brooch that I made for each panel. And in this case, I carved a white plexiglass version of Wall Street the dog.